Hey y'all, and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to be talking about what homes you might not really want to buy here in Evanston, Wyoming, stuff you should avoid or just be cautious and aware of about Evanston, Wyoming and some of the homes here. And before I let you go, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. Let's hop right into it. So first off, let's talk about what happened in 1920. So in 1920, the Uintah County Courthouse burned to the ground. And in that, if your house was built before 1920, they just moved your date up to 1920. So if it was built in 1880 or earlier, the county records now say 1920. So that's something to be very aware of, especially if you're cautious and you're sensitive on what year your house was actually built. So just something to be aware of. There is still a ton of homes out there that were built in 1920 that are still structurally sound, but this is more for the urgency to get that home inspection, to know what you're buying and what you're getting.
Hey y'all, are you thinking about relocating to Evanston, Wyoming? My team and I have developed the ultimate relocation guide, and it's 100% free. Down in the description, let me know what you think. Have a great day.
Another thing in some of these older houses, you've got to be very wary of and look into is their electrical system. Since we do have some of those older homes here, make sure that you're okay with the electrical systems in the house. We still have a lot of homes in the area that are knob and tube electrical. So just do your research, get a licensed inspection before you buy a house. Next off is plumbing. You don't want to buy a house that's been sitting around for a long time vacant. When houses sit vacant, they deteriorate a lot faster than if somebody's actually living in them. You get the frozen pipes, and if you have frozen pipes and no one's taking care of them, sometimes you can see that mold and mildew build up in the homes from those leaking and broken pipes. So if you have a house that's been sitting vacant through multiple winters and the water was still on at one point and not winterized, you may have quite a bit of problems with plumbing. So that's something definitely to be aware of. These plumbing and electrical can add up so fast, especially if you're buying a house on the cheap, trying to fix it up. These expenses can run your wallet sky high in costs. So just be wary of those unforeseen costs in some of these older homes. Another thing you need to look into is the structural integrity of your home. Back a long time ago, we were a boom town for the railroad. So some of the houses here, their foundations are actually made out of railroad ties, believe it or not. They get railroad ties and built a house right on top of the railroad ties as a sustainable foundation for the home. But these homes are super hard to get loans on. These are mainly cash transactions only. FHA does not allow you to buy a house built on railroad ties. And that's a big part of our loaning process, because here in Evanston, Wyoming, we qualify for some different loaning options that most of the country does not, because we're in a rural area. So RD loans are accepted here, given the right circumstances and the home condition. So just to be aware, some houses are built on railroad ties. Make sure you ask your realtor that. Make sure you ask your home inspector, hey, how is the foundation? Is it in good shape? Is it built on railroad ties? Another thing to look at is where your house is located. We do have some flood zones here in the area, and if you're trying to save money on insurance, staying out of flood zone is a key element to that, because those flood insurance rates can add up to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a year that you have to pay extra just to have a house in a flood zone. Be wary of actually where your house is located, and it will save you thousands on the back end. And one of the last things I want to talk about is the type of fuel or energy your house uses to heat itself. Because we are known to get some really, really, really cold winters, and there's a lot of houses in the area that are electric baseboard heating only, and they don't have good insulation. So the power bills stack up a lot in the winter time. So if you're okay with those huge electric bills, then it's just fine for you. But if you're trying to save money, stay away from that electric heat. It costs a lot more than natural gas or even a wood stove. And here in Evanston, we have the luxury, the awesomeness of being able to go to the Uintas and get firewood for super, super cheap. If you want to know more information about where to get firewood, where to get your permits, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you want to know more about Evanston, Wyoming, send me a message or click the relocation guide in the link below. I'd love to help you out. Thank you for watching the channel and have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.